What if one of the most powerful heart medicines isn't found in a pill, but in your pillow? Every night, millions of people unknowingly put their hearts under stress by cutting their sleep short. You might feel fine after 5 hours, but inside your body, your blood pressure stays high, your arteries stiffen, and your heart never gets the rest it desperately needs. Doctors are now calling poor sleep the silent heart strain syndrome, and new studies reveal that both too little and too much sleep can quietly increase your risk of heart attack, stroke, and hypertension. In this video, you'll discover exactly how many hours your heart truly needs to stay strong and how to rebuild a healthy sleep rhythm that protects it for life. Disclaimer: this video is for educational purposes only and not medical advice. The hidden link between sleep and heart disease. Imagine your heart working nonstop, 24 hours a day, pumping, repairing, balancing your blood pressure, yet never getting the rest it deserves. That's what happens when you don't sleep enough. Sleep isn't just about feeling rested. It's the time your heart and blood vessels go into repair mode. During deep sleep, your blood pressure naturally drops, your heart rate slows, and inflammation in your arteries goes down. Without that nightly recovery, your cardiovascular system stays in a constant fight-or-flight state, the same stress mode that triggers high blood pressure, artery damage, and eventually heart disease. Inside your body, here's what happens internally. When you're sleep deprived, your body releases more stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These chemicals make your heart beat faster and your blood vessels tighten, as if you were under constant stress, even while resting. Over time, this constant pressure damages the inner lining of your arteries, called the endothelium, making it easier for cholesterol and plaque to build up. Worse, your body's nighttime blood pressure dip, a crucial signal of cardiovascular health, disappears. Studies show that people who sleep less than 6 hours a night are up to 48% more likely to develop heart disease or die from cardiac causes compared to those who sleep 7 to 8 hours. Dr. Viren Summers, a cardiologist at the Mayo Clinic, explains that sleep is the time when the cardiovascular system resets. If you rob the body of that window, your heart remains on high alert, and over time, it breaks down. Similarly, research from Harvard Medical School found that even 1 week of poor sleep can raise blood pressure readings as much as adding 10 years to your vascular age. Real-world example. Consider John, a 45-year-old office manager who prided himself on his hustle. He slept only 5 hours a night for years, believing coffee could replace rest. When routine fatigue turned into chest tightness, his doctor discovered early signs of heart disease, not from diet or genetics, but from chronic sleep loss. After just 3 months of prioritizing sleep, his blood pressure normalized and his heart rhythm stabilized. How to fix it? Practice it safely. The fix starts with consistency. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep every night. Go to bed and wake up at the same time daily, even on weekends. Avoid caffeine or heavy meals within 3 hours of bedtime, and create a dark, quiet environment that tells your body it's time to repair. Sleep isn't a luxury, it's your heart's built-in maintenance system. Every hour of deep, peaceful rest helps your blood vessels relax, your pressure stabilize, and your heart live longer. What happens inside your heart when you don't sleep enough? You may think skipping a few hours of sleep just makes you tired, but inside your chest, your heart is paying a hidden price. Lack of sleep is one of the most underestimated risk factors for heart disease. When you stay awake late scrolling through your phone or finishing just one more task, your heart never gets the signal to slow down. Instead of resting, it keeps working in overdrive, trying to meet the body's constant demand for energy. Over time, this unrelenting strain raises your blood pressure, thickens your arteries, and increases your risk of a heart attack even if you eat well and exercise. Inside your body, here's what's happening on a biological level. During deep sleep, your body lowers cortisol levels, repairs inflamed blood vessel walls, and allows the parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and restore mode, to take charge. When you don't sleep enough, cortisol and adrenaline remain elevated. These stress hormones cause your heart rate to stay high and your blood vessels to constrict. This creates what doctors call nighttime hypertension, High blood pressure during sleep hours. Over time, the constant pressure thickens the heart's left ventricle, the main pumping chamber, making it stiffer and less efficient. It's like asking your heart to run a marathon every night without recovery. Even worse, your blood sugar and cholesterol regulation suffer too. Poor sleep interferes with insulin sensitivity, leading to higher blood sugar levels that can further damage arteries. Dr. Insight. According to Dr. Susan Redline from Harvard Medical School, chronic sleep deprivation doesn't just make people fatigued, it directly changes heart function, increases arterial stiffness, and triggers inflammation throughout the vascular system. A study published in the European Heart Journal found that people who sleep less than 6 hours per night have a 20% higher risk of heart attack and 32% higher risk of stroke, regardless of age or lifestyle. That's the silent danger. Your heart doesn't rest when you don't. Real-world example. Think of Maria, a 52-year-old nurse who often worked night shifts. She thought her fatigue came from stress, not realizing her disrupted sleep was damaging her heart. When she finally had a checkup, her doctor found her blood pressure was spiking at night, a pattern invisible during daytime tests. Once she started sleeping at consistent hours and using blackout curtains, her blood pressure and fatigue improved dramatically within weeks. How to fix it? Practice. It's safely to start by setting a digital sunset, turn off screens at least 1 hour before bed. Light from devices suppresses melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. If your schedule forces late nights, try a short 20-minute nap during the day to give your heart a brief recovery. And remember, quality matters more than quantity. Deep, undisturbed sleep heals the heart faster than long, fragmented hours. When you lose sleep, your heart loses recovery time. Protecting your nightly rest may be the simplest, most powerful way to guard your heart from silent damage. How oversleeping can also harm your heart. If not sleeping enough hurts your heart, then more sleep must be better, right? Not quite. Too much sleep can quietly create its own set of heart risks. Most people don't realize that sleeping excessively, 9 hours or more on most nights, can disrupt the body's natural cardiovascular rhythm. Instead of restoring balance, it can slow down metabolism, increase inflammation, and disturb your blood pressure cycle. Oversleeping is often a signal that something inside the body is already out of sync, such as low-energy metabolism, depression, or underlying heart dysfunction. Inside your body. When you sleep beyond your body's natural needs, your parasympathetic, rest and repair system, stays active too long. This can lead to lower daytime activity, insulin resistance, and weight gain, all major contributors to heart disease. Research shows that people who sleep more than 9 hours regularly are more likely to have higher levels of C-reactive protein, CRP, an inflammatory marker closely linked to artery damage. Oversleeping also reduces time spent in light physical movement, which is essential for maintaining healthy circulation and oxygen flow. Even more concerning, studies reveal that both short and long sleepers have irregular heart rate variability, HRV, a sign that the heart is struggling to maintain balance between rest and stress response. Dr. Insight, Dr. Daniel Freeman from Harvard's Division of Sleep Medicine explains, while short sleep activates the body's stress response, oversleeping may indicate the body is stuck in a low-energy, inflammatory state, both of which can harm cardiovascular health. A major study published in the European Heart Journal found that people sleeping more than 9 hours per night had a 34% higher risk of dying from cardiovascular causes compared to those who slept 7 to 8 hours. Researchers believe the relationship forms a U-shaped curve, where both too little and too much sleep increase heart risk. Real-world example, meet Susan, 60, who retired and began sleeping up to 10 hours a night. She thought it was her body catching up after years of work stress, but she soon noticed fatigue, weight gain, and higher blood pressure readings. Her cardiologist discovered mild sleep apnea and advised her to keep her sleep between 7 and 8 hours, along with light morning walks. Within a month, her energy improved and her BP returned to normal. How to fix it? Practice it safely. The key is balance. Listen to your body's signals, but aim for a consistent range, 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. If you often sleep longer and still feel tired, it may indicate an underlying issue such as thyroid imbalance, depression, or sleep apnea, conditions that need medical evaluation. Avoid daytime napping longer than 30 minutes and add light morning activity to re-regulate your circadian rhythm. Your goal isn't more sleep, it's smarter sleep. Sleep is medicine, but even medicine has a dose. For the heart, too much or too little sleep can disturb its rhythm. The sweet spot lies in the middle, 7 to 8 peaceful hours that refresh your body and restore your heart's natural harmony. The ideal sleep duration, what doctors recommend. So what's the magic number? How many hours of sleep does your heart really need to stay young, strong, and calm? Getting the right amount of sleep isn't about comfort, it's about survival. Your heart depends on predictable sleep cycles to regulate blood pressure, hormone balance, and vessel repair. Too little sleep keeps your heart in stress mode. Too much sleep slows your metabolism and disrupts blood flow. Doctors now agree your cardiovascular system performs best when your body follows a consistent 7 to 8 hour sleep rhythm. Inside your body, during those 7 to 8 hours, your body cycles through four critical sleep stages: light sleep, deep sleep, and REM phases that repeat several times per night. Deep sleep is where heart rate and blood pressure drop the most, allowing blood vessels to relax and repair microscopic damage. REM sleep helps balance stress hormones and stabilize your nervous system. If you cut these cycles short, the repair sequence never completes, leaving your arteries inflamed and your heart more reactive the next day. That's why people who sleep less than 6 hours often wake up with higher morning blood pressure and faster heart rates, both predictors of future heart disease. Dr. Insight, the American Heart Association emphasizes that adults should aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night. Dr. Michael Grandner, director of the Sleep and Health Research Program at the University of Arizona, explains, there isn't a single number that works for everyone, but for most adults, the heart's optimal recovery range is between 7 and 8 hours. Below that, inflammation rises. Above that, metabolism declines. Supporting this, a 2023 Harvard study found that individuals who consistently slept 7 hours had the lowest overall risk of heart attack, stroke, and irregular heartbeat, even when accounting for diet and exercise. Real-world example. Consider Ahmed, a 50-year-old engineer who tried sleeping only 5 hours on weekdays and catching up on weekends. Despite his efforts to balance it out, his blood pressure and cholesterol stayed high. When his cardiologist advised a steady 7.5-hour schedule, same bedtime and wake up daily, his readings improved within 2 months. The lesson: your heart values consistency more than occasional extra hours. How to fix it? Practice. It safely set a sleep target range between 7 and 8 hours. Go to bed and wake up at the same time, even on weekends. Avoid sleep debt. It confuses your body's circadian rhythm. If you struggle to fall asleep, reduce caffeine after noon, dim lights 60 minutes before bed, and keep your bedroom between 65 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 to 21 degrees Celsius, for optimal rest. Tracking your sleep with a smartwatch or app can also reveal patterns, but remember, quality matters more than quantity. The perfect sleep formula isn't a mystery. Around 7 to 8 consistent hours each night gives your heart the repair time it needs. Protect that rhythm and your heart will quietly thank you with every calm, steady beat. How sleep quality affects blood pressure and stress hormones. You can lie in bed for 8 hours and still wake up exhausted because your quality of sleep, not just its length, determines how your heart recovers. Sleep quality decides whether your heart truly rests or keeps fighting through the night. When your sleep is fragmented by noise, blue light, or worry, your body never enters deep, restorative stages. As a result, your blood pressure stays higher for longer, and stress hormones surge when they should fall. Over time, this quiet storm of pressure and hormones stiffens arteries, thickens the heart wall, and fuels chronic hypertension. Inside your body, during deep sleep, the parasympathetic nervous system lowers heart rate, expands blood vessels, and allows cortisol to drop to its lowest point. This nightly pressure dip gives your cardiovascular system a reset, but when sleep is shallow or constantly interrupted, the opposite happens. Cortisol, adrenaline, and norepinephrine stay elevated, chemicals meant for survival, not rest. Your kidneys retain more sodium, your vessels tighten, and your morning blood pressure spikes. That's why people who snore heavily, have insomnia, or use screens late into the night often wake up with pounding hearts or headaches. Poor quality sleep also interferes with melatonin, the hormone that not only induces sleep, but also acts as an antioxidant for heart tissue. Low melatonin levels are linked to increased nighttime blood pressure and a higher risk of heart attack during early morning hours. Dr. Insight Dr. Matthew Walker, neuroscientist and author of Why We Sleep, notes, deep sleep is nature's blood pressure medication. Lose it, and your body becomes locked in a state of physiological anxiety. In a 2022 study from the Journal of the American Heart Association, participants who spent less time in deep sleep had 80% higher odds of developing hypertension within 5 years, even when total sleep duration was the same. The takeaway: hours alone don't heal. Deep, steady sleep does. Real-world example. Take Robert, a 48-year-old manager who slept 7 hours nightly, but woke up several times due to late-night phone alerts and caffeine. His doctor noticed persistent morning hypertension despite medication. After cutting caffeine by 2 p.m., switching his phone to Do Not Disturb, and adding a short breathing routine before bed, his sleep quality improved dramatically. Within 3 weeks, his morning blood pressure dropped by 10 points without changing his medicine. How to fix it: practice. It's safely prioritize sleep quality as much as duration. Keep your bedroom dark, cool, and screen-free. Avoid alcohol and caffeine within 4 to 6 hours of bedtime. Try slow breathing or light stretching before sleep to activate the body's relaxation response. If you snore or feel fatigued despite sleeping enough, ask your doctor about sleep apnea testing, a common treatable cause of poor quality sleep and high BP. Good sleep isn't about clocking hours. It's about giving your heart the quiet, rhythmic rest it needs to recover. When your nights are calm and deep, your mornings become the safest place for your heart to beat. How to fix your sleep schedule for a healthier heart. What if your heart had a clock of its own, ticking perfectly in rhythm with the sunrise and sunset? When your sleep schedule is off, that clock falls out of sync, and your heart starts paying the price. Your body follows a circadian rhythm, an internal 24-hour clock that regulates blood pressure, heart rate, and hormone release. When you stay up late one night, sleep in the next, or work irregular shifts, your rhythm becomes chaotic. Studies show that inconsistent sleep timing increases the risk of hypertension by nearly 40%. For your heart, timing matters as much as duration. Inside your body. Each night, your cardiovascular system expects routine. Around 10 p.m., your body begins lowering cortisol and slowing your heartbeat to prepare for deep rest. Disrupt this cycle, and cortisol remains high while melatonin drops, confusing your heart's rest signals. By morning, this misalignment can cause non-dipping blood pressure, a state where blood pressure fails to fall at night. Over time, it stresses the arteries and thickens the heart muscle. Even good sleepers suffer if their schedule changes too often. Dr. Insight, Dr. Jessica Meir from Harvard's Division of Sleep Medicine explains, your circadian rhythm is like an orchestra. If one instrument is offbeat, the entire performance suffers. When your sleep schedule fluctuates, your cardiovascular system loses its rhythm. The American College of Cardiology recommends consistent bedtimes within a 30-minute window, noting that irregular sleepers have higher resting heart rates and insulin levels. Real-world example. Mark, a 54-year-old accountant, loves staying up late on weekends. Despite sleeping 8 hours on average, he developed early-stage hypertension. His cardiologist asked him to follow a sleep anchor, going to bed between 10:30 and 11 p.m. every night. Within 6 weeks, his blood pressure dropped by 8 points, and his morning energy returned. His heart didn't need more hours, it needed rhythm. How to fix it? Practice. It safely. Choose a consistent bedtime and wake-up time, even on weekends. Consistency is your heart's favorite medicine. Avoid late-night eating. Food after 9 p.m. keeps blood sugar high and delays melatonin release. Expose yourself to natural light in the morning. Sunlight resets your internal clock and lowers cortisol. Wind down gradually. Dim lights, slow breathing, or gentle stretches Tell your body that rest is coming. Avoid catch-up sleep. Oversleeping on weekends confuses your heart rhythm. Instead, aim for regularity every day. If your work schedule or stress makes routine difficult, create a fixed or sleep anchor. A minimum 4-hour core block, like 12 a.m. to 4 a.m., that stays consistent. Even partial regularity protects cardiovascular function. Your heart thrives on rhythm. By sleeping and waking at predictable times, you align your body's natural clock with its healing cycle. It's not just about sleeping longer, it's about teaching your heart when to rest, when to rise, and how to stay in tune with life's healthiest rhythm. Doctor-approved night routine for optimal heart recovery. What if every night you could lower your blood pressure, calm your stress hormones, and help your heart heal, all while you sleep? The truth is, you can. Your heart's most powerful recovery therapy doesn't come from medication. It comes from how you prepare for bed. Your heart works tirelessly during the day, beating 100,000 times, pumping thousands of liters of blood, and managing every rise in stress, emotion, and activity. When nighttime comes, it needs more than just hours in bed. It needs the right environment, habits, and signals that tell your body, it's time to repair. Skipping that preparation keeps your cardiovascular system stuck in daytime mode. Cortisol stays high, blood pressure doesn't drop, and inflammation continues overnight. Over time, that lost recovery window leads to fatigue, anxiety, and heart strain. Inside your body's internal clock, or circadian rhythm, controls when your heart rate, blood pressure, and temperature rise or fall. In the evening, melatonin is released to lower heart rate and blood pressure naturally. But artificial light, mental stress, and late meals block that process. Think of your nightly routine as a sequence that guides your nervous system from alert to repair. When done correctly, cortisol drops, vessels relax, blood flow improves, and your heart rhythm stabilizes, just like a nightly tune-up for the cardiovascular engine. Step-by-step, doctor-approved evening routine. 3 hours before bed, slow the system down. This is when your recovery begins. Avoid heavy meals or caffeine after dinner. Both keep your blood vessels constricted and delay melatonin. If you're hungry, try a light snack like banana slices with almond butter, a natural source of magnesium and tryptophan that helps your body relax. Turn off bright overhead lights. Warm, dim lighting signals your brain to prepare for rest. 1 hour before bed, digital sunset. Shut down all screens, phone, TV, computer, or use a blue light filter if absolutely necessary. The blue wavelength from screens tells your brain it's still daytime, keeping cortisol high. Instead, switch to calming activities. Read a physical book, listen to soft instrumental music, or practice box breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. This resets your parasympathetic system and lowers your heart rate within minutes. 30 minutes before, bed, mind, and muscle relaxation. Light stretching or gentle yoga helps blood circulation and relieves tension built up during the day. Focus on releasing your shoulders, neck, and chest, areas that often tighten with stress and raise heart rate subconsciously. You can also take 5 minutes to write down tomorrow's tasks. This clears mental clutter and reduces nighttime overthinking, which is a major trigger for midnight adrenaline spikes. At bedtime, create the ideal heart-healing environment. Keep your bedroom dark, cool, and quiet. The ideal temperature range is 65 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 to 21 degrees Celsius. Darkness promotes melatonin release, while cool air keeps your blood pressure naturally lower. Avoid sleeping with the TV on. Even background light keeps your brain in semi-alert mode. If you snore or wake frequently, try sleeping on your side and using a supportive pillow to keep airways open. These small adjustments protect against nighttime hypertension and oxygen dips that stress the heart. Doctor Insight. Why it works? Dr. Michael Twerry, a sleep expert at the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute, explains. Each night, your heart undergoes a program recovery. If your environment or habits interrupt that, your body treats sleep as stress instead of healing. Studies confirm that following a consistent bedtime routine, dimming lights, reducing noise, and practicing relaxation lowers nighttime blood pressure by up to 10 to 15%, the same effect as a mild antihypertensive drug. Morning transition, the final step. How you wake up matters too. Expose yourself to sunlight within 30 minutes of waking. This tells your body that melatonin production should stop and cortisol should rise naturally. Drink a glass of water before coffee to rehydrate your blood volume and prevent thickened morning blood. Your heart doesn't heal by chance, it heals by rhythm. A consistent, soothing nightly routine is one of the most powerful doctor-approved ways to reduce stress hormones, lower blood pressure, and strengthen your cardiovascular system over time. Remember, your heart heals faster than you think when you give it calm, rest, and rhythm. Conclusion: every heartbeat you feel right now is proof that your body is trying to heal, but it can only finish that repair when you give it the rest it deserves. Sleep isn't laziness. It's your heart's built-in recovery therapy, the time when blood pressure falls, stress hormones calm, and blood vessels repair microscopic damage from the day. 7 to 8 hours of peaceful, consistent sleep each night isn't a luxury, it's protection. It's how you prevent the silent rise in blood pressure, the morning fatigue, and the long-term damage that no medication can fully reverse. Remember, your heart never stops working for you. Give it rhythm, calm, and rest, and it will repay you with strength, clarity, and years of steady beats. So tonight, turn off the lights, put away the screens, breathe slowly, and let your heart finally rest. Like this video to spread awareness. Subscribe for more doctor-approved health insights. Share it to help someone you love protect their heart. Disclaimer: this video is for educational purposes only and not medical advice. Thanks for watching.